Welcome back to another episode of the Cameras and Coffee podcast. Today I'm sitting here with Anna Pastoria, and she is an international destination wedding photographer, a strong advocate for photographers' mental health, and partnership manager at Imagen. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, I'm so excited to dive into not only Imagine, but the mental health part of photographers because this is so important because there's a huge comparison game that we go through all the time as creatives, but also like we have these moments of highs and lows. And I feel like we get these words that creep in our minds when we have those low moments, and we're always wanting these praises for our work, and when we're not or we don't hear anything, we start wondering what's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're just a lot of us can be very insecure of our work, even though we know what we're doing, but we're always worried that someone doesn't like it as much as we do. And so I'm excited about this topic. It's gonna be fun.
I think it's very important to also mention that photographers are people and we're not our job. And sometimes our lives can get messy and chaotic and we break down because of it. And
Mhm.
our clients tend to mostly don't understand it and
Yeah.
we don't want to disappoint them. And we are afraid to let them know that we're struggling.
Mhm.
So this is a very difficult situation we're put in because we have our own businesses, we're our own
Yeah.
CEOs, we're our own managers, and we are our own PR. And
Yeah. For sure. Like all the things. We wear so many hats.
yeah,
It's so true. And I feel like a lot of times we're worried about a horrible client experience because that's our livelihood. And so, yeah, we just want to make sure that like we keep things on a positive note. And sometimes I feel like the insecurity of letting people know when we're vulnerable, we feel that isn't it's almost like we feel it's a weakness as a business owner, and we don't want that to show because we want people to know our confidence so they don't lose faith in us, I think, a lot of times. But sometimes people want that raw authentic you. um so yeah, I don't know, but
yeah,
I'm so excited to dive into this. We're actually recording this in January, guys.
yeah.
Even though this is early spring to summertime, that you're hearing this, but I think this is a lot of good knowledge that's going to uh, still live months later from our discussion. So thank you, Anna, for being on
Thank you.
here. Before we dive into all the good content, what is your beverage of choice?
Okay, that is a very easy one. It's
Ooh.
water.
Mm.
I know, bland and stuff, but it's hydrating.
Yes.
Very good for your health, very good for your gut, very good for your kidneys. And
Yep.
I'm also a very strong advocate for kidney health. So
Okay.
so yeah, I love water. I love anything water related like tea, but
Okay.
mostly water. And
Are you a flavored water drinker or no?
well, I'm no, not
Okay.
absolutely not. No. I don't even think we have flavored water in no, we do. We have like two or three flavors in Portugal, but
I was gonna say, tell everybody where you're coming from.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I live in Portugal, where that's where my dogs and my husband are, and all my board games. But I'm a
I
destination
love
wedding
it.
photographer, so I barely spend time at home. But water's good everywhere,
Yep.
as long as you buy it
Yeah.
from a bottle.
Yes. I literally have my cup of coffee here, and then I am not a Stanley girl. I am a this is fits in my cup holder. That's why I
Oh
have
wow!
this shape, because I would have a bigger one, but my other one just like rolls around in my car. So I was like, I need one that fits in the cup holder of my car, but it tips over all the time. My husband hates it because it's so loud,
I love that.
but I take it everywhere because I gotta hydrate.
Yeah,
Probably
I take
from all
my
the
water
coffee I'm
bottle
drinking.
everywhere. So, you know.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. So let's kind of talk about your photography journey,
Okay.
how you got started, how you are where you are today. I know that's like a long process, but we've got time. So
Okay.
go ahead and kind of start wherever you feel comfortable and tell us how you got to where you are now.
I'll try not to be extremely boring. Okay. So, um, I I grew up having myopia. So I couldn't see. I can't swear. So
You're fine. You're fine.
I couldn't see beep in front of me. Okay.
Oh.
If I went to the supermarket without my glasses,
Mm,
I would just stand in the middle of the aisle, waiting for my mom to come back to get me because I
wow.
literally couldn't distinguish people. Everything was shade and everything was shadow, and it was difficult. So I started wearing contact lenses when I was very young because I got a lot of infections due to wearing glasses. Um, and
Interesting.
then, yeah, because my eyelashes would touch the glass. Never mind. So try not to be boring. Try not to be boring. Um,
Oh, that's not boring at all.
so I had surgery as soon as my lack of vision stagnated. I had surgery, and when I opened my eyes, the doctor said, "Oh, just go to the nurse." And I was like, "This guy's crazy. This is mental. Like, I can't walk to the nurse because I obviously don't know where the nurse is." But then I opened my eyes, and there she was, and she had wrinkles and gray
Mm.
hair, and I was just, wow, this is the greatest looking nurse I've ever seen because I can see her.
Aw.
I also cried a lot when I saw my mom for the first time, like properly see her, and my little brother. And I cried a lot when I saw myself, but that's not for the best reasons. I was,
How old were you?
I was 24 and I thought I was
Okay.
so much prettier.
Wow.
Man, I thought I was hot, but then,
You're
I saw
gorgeous. You're
I saw all the hairs I didn't shave and
Oh, man.
was like, ah, okay. So then I was afraid I was going to lose my sight again. So I decided to take
Oh,
photos to just remember that trees had leaves instead of just a big green thing.
yeah.
And that dust could be seen, particles of dust could be seen in the rays of sunshine coming through your window. And I fell in love with it. And a friend of mine got married. I know this is very lame. No one wants to hear this. We all s- always say bad things about this. A friend of mine got married. She didn't have money to hire a photographer. She asked a friend who had a camera, me, to go and do her wedding. Great idea? Not really. I wasn't the best. Uh, not advisable to anyone who wants decent photos of their wedding. However, I loved weddings. And I thought, oh, I could
Mm,
see myself doing this. But I was studying and I wanted to be a university teacher. At the time, I
mm,
was already a university teacher because I started very early. I finished my sociology PhD. I was obsessed with human behavior and the human mind, hence my topic for this conversation.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, was teaching and taking photos until my business somehow jumped. I can tell you exactly when. I had a bride from the UK who came to get married in Portugal,
Okay.
and they were getting married very close to my house, and he was Portuguese, so they hired me. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wedding. I was very inspired by everything, especially by them because they were amazing people. And I was having so much fun. I was just doing all kinds of crazy photos, just being my most authentic self and thinking what I would want
Love
to
that.
have if I was the one getting married.
Yeah.
and um, and she loved the photos so much she submitted them
Oh,
to a bridal magazine. They
okay.
they went viral. A lot of people
Wow.
started contacting me after that. Her friends started hiring me to go shoot their weddings abroad, France and Italy and whatnot.
The dream.
Exactly. And suddenly people just kept recommending me to each other. And um, I'm the worst at social media. I posted 3 times last year. So that's how bad I am. 3 times into 2023.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm fully booked. I was fully booked. I keep fully booked. So I just rely on word of mouth, and that's what gets me traveling all over the world and
Wow.
being happy doing what I do.
I love that you say that because I think a lot of people are so fixated on how many followers they have. They think that's how they're going to gain their business.
Yeah.
That's not the only avenue. And I think sometimes when you get so like into that mode, you like get so worried when you lose it,
Yeah.
because we don't own those things.
No, I
So,
barely have any followers, to be honest. I have like
same.
7K or something. It's
Okay.
not even 10K, and
That's a lot. I'm like not even to 1,000. I mean, I lost my socials a couple years ago, so
yeah,
it's
but I don't
been
have that
a
excuse,
journey,
you
but
know? So it's like,
yeah.
no, I'm just very bad at socials, very bad. I usually post dog stories,
I
stories about
love it.
dogs doing cute stuff. So if you like dog content, follow me for more. But if you like wedding photography, just stand by. I can shoot your wedding, but I probably won't publish it anywhere because I'm lazy or overworked, one of the two.
Yeah, usually that's the case,
And
right?
also taking care of my mental health because I thought I could do it all, but I
Mm,
cannot.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So how long ago was that wedding that you feel like pivoted? Like, is there like a year that you noticed
Yeah,
that happening
I
or
think I think it was like 9 years ago. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And what kind of education were you doing to learn photography?
none.
You were doing it all on your own.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
Self-taught. It is possible. So I
yeah.
think
I do
I
have
am a
a
what's
PhD,
that?
but I do have a PhD
Yes.
non-related.
So it's probably easier for you to learn. For some of us, we struggle, but um I am definitely like a trial and error person.
Yeah,
So I went for so long in the trial and error route, and then my eyes were opened when online education started, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so simple. No wonder I've been struggling in this moment." Um, I always say I am street smart, not book smart. So
yes,
I learn from living. But yes, oh my
definitely
gosh.
book smart, not street smart. I love books.
We're the yin and yang then. I
But
love it.
now I go to a lot of workshops and conferences and try to learn as much as I can, obviously, and I think that's very
Yeah.
important. And also because that helps my mental health.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love it because I love connecting with other people in the industries that we're in because I feel like you learn a lot from each other too, but it also helps each other feel like we're not alone. And I think a lot of times we view each other as each other's competition a lot of the times. And it's like if we could just put down our walls on that, we could learn from each other?
yeah,
And I feel like everyone's afraid that um we're gonna steal each other's clients or like hijack whatever. And I'm like, what is that fear?
yeah. Do
Because
you know
people
how
want
many
us for
weddings?
us,
Yeah,
you know?
how many weddings get done per year? Seriously, we cannot do them all. So,
Yes.
um,
There's enough for everybody. There really is.
during
I mean, yeah.
COVID, me and a bunch of friends, we got together a group for women, female photographers
Mm,
in Portugal.
that's
Um,
cool.
and because we wanted to talk about stuff. So we have like a Discord where we go online when we're editing so that we're
Yeah.
not alone because this is a very solitary kind of job.
Oh, for sure.
Um, and we exchange dates when we're full. We just recommend each other, and we share tips and help each other grow and be better. Because honestly, I do 20 weddings a year max. So please take all of the other ones. And I don't even do them in Portugal. So,
Yeah. That's a lot, especially if you're traveling.
exactly.
That's a lot. Mhm.
Which actually leads me to the mental health kind of thing.
Yes.
So 2020, the big year. Everyone was
Yep.
locked at home. I had a lot of weddings in America. I had a hot air balloon planned for America. I had
What?
an Indian wedding in Australia. I had so many cool things planned that happened without me.
Mm,
I couldn't travel.
yeah.
So 2021, I had 42 weddings. I stopped counting at 97 flights.
Holy cow.
Yes. I had,
And it wasn't easy still traveling in 2021, correct? Like,
no,
there
for
were still
Portuguese,
regulations and things,
yeah,
right?
but from June on, it was easier.
Oh, yeah.
I took all my shots so that I could travel. Honestly, I only took the shots that I could travel. Uh, like, okay, give me whatever. I need to travel. I need to
Yeah.
work. I need to pay my bills. And obviously, so I started in June. 96, 97 was where I stopped counting. By the end of October, I was severely burnt out.
Oh, I bet.
Like, very, 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 very burnt out. Um, I was afraid to say the word. I was afraid of being judged.
Mm,
I
yeah.
I had a wedding, so I spent the night at the hospital because
Okay.
I was so burnt out that I would faint. I would have vertigo. I would just cry myself to sleep. I wouldn't sleep at all. It was like a mix of things.
Yeah.
Um, and I spent a night at a hospital on a Friday evening, knowing I had a wedding on Saturday. I already called a few
Wow.
friends to replace me during the wedding, and but I knew the couple would be very disappointed if I didn't show. So I signed myself out of the hospital to go do preparation shots and ceremony. The
Wow.
doctor told me only if you promise at 4 o'clock in the afternoon you are in a rehab center to rest.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll do that. So the ceremony ran late. I had to leave midway. The couple weren't happy. They actually they actually called me and said very bad things
Mm,
on the day after the wedding while I was in rehab. And that's when I realized, because I told him I had been to the hospital and I wasn't feeling okay, but I didn't tell him like the whole truth.
yeah.
I didn't tell him I have burnout. I can't do this. My life is at risk because your
Yeah.
life gets at risk. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Um, and and that's when I decided, like, okay, now I'll be completely transparent. So I had a few weddings that I had to edit and that I couldn't make the deadline, and I just emailed my clients one by one saying, I'm sorry, I have severe burnout. I don't think I can tackle this right now. I need to take care of my health, my mind, myself. Um, and just give me one more month. And most of the replies were actually, take as long as you need,
Mm,
take
I
a
love that.
year, take half a month, take half a year, take however long you need to be better because your health comes first. And I was like, so shocked.
Yeah.
I was so shocked, and I rested a lot, and I felt very invigorated, and very humbled by my clients'
Wow.
reactions. and because they got that I was a human being,
Mhm.
and so it made me actually want to do better when editing their photos
Oh,
and
I love
deliver
that.
more
Yeah.
photos or better photos, or
Mhm.
spend more times deleting all those light switches and stuff because I'm obsessed.
I'm the same way. I just was doing that last night. I was, like, editing all the electrical
I
plugs
had
out of my bridal
exactly.
portraits.
I had a groom once ask me, Anna, doesn't my house have light switches at all? And I was like, not on my eyes. No, it doesn't. No, I can see any. No.
I love that.
They're
Oh my
ugly.
goodness.
But okay.
Yeah. So what did you do for yourself in those moments of, if you don't mind sharing, to
Oh, I
help
binge
you?
watched Netflix.
Oh, I love it. That's
Insert
how I do it too.
Netflix should sponsor this right now. I binge watched everything, every reality
Yep.
TV show that terrible, terrible reality TV shows. Like terrible. They are so good for my mind. They're so bad for everything else.
That's where I go.
Yeah.
So I did a job where I was severely burnt out, and I should have recognized it. I didn't at the time. Now when I look back, I'm like, every day I came home, I wanted to escape reality. So all I would do was go and watch TV and unplug from everything else. And I do find I do that a little bit more. I tried to be more intentional with like other things as well, but like in my day, I feel like right now in this season, a slow season for me, when we're recording this, and when we're airing this, I'll be in like prime busy season. But
Yeah.
um I always find myself taking little moments throughout the day to just shut my brain off, step away from my computer, and just kind of either take a minute to go watch TV, sit down at the table, unplug from everything, and actually eat a meal, go take my dog for a
Yes.
walk, which I'm thankful for my dog because I would not get any exercise doing this job because I would be plugging away on my computer all the time. But the fact that she has needs
Yes.
other than myself requires me to get up and walk away, keep my eyes from straining on a screen all day, all the things. Um,
Although I did hear you say that last night you were editing.
yes.
I'm going to
So
step on that and say you need to have business hours. And it's
so I have a workaround. So I try to do that. It doesn't work for me entirely, but I do take, because what I try to do is being more intentional in my family time. So it's hard to have business hours when my kids get home at like 2:30 in the afternoon. It's not like a normal work day. So I take
okay.
time where I'm handling all of their needs and things like that. Once they go to bed, a lot of times my husband will be on call or something like that. And when he leaves, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm going to take some time to fill that time I missed to fill these hours. Otherwise, yes, I do get behind. But I find for myself, when I don't do like a continual block of time, I do better than
Yeah.
if I were to just constantly work for a really long time.
No, I
I've
think
never
that
been one to
yeah,
like be like a full length workday type of situation. But when you say that, it is very, very easy to just do that all the time. And so I have to be very intentional to think about, and my husband's really good to like point it out to me.
yeah, same.
um, to say, are you going to spend time with us? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? Because it's so easy to escape and go to working. So there's times where I have to be like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be on my computer. And I feel like in this season right now of these slow months, I unplug way more um than I do in busy season. You feel very, very much like I can't let go of my computer at all. Do you have a busy season for you, or is it
Um,
constant all year
no.
for you?
So I'm very lucky in those sense that because I work everywhere,
Yeah.
I tend to stretch my weddings throughout the year more.
Mm.
However, June July and September are always chaos.
Yep.
August used to be chaos as well, but I decided I only do half of August now because I intentionally want to spend time with my family. I want to watch my brother grow. He's not an adult even. So I want to
Oh,
spend time with him, with my dogs, with my husband, with my mom. So I deliberately take half a month on the high season just to do absolutely nothing. And
I
there's
love that.
no amount of money that can convince me otherwise. Um, However, I do have very strict rules for myself during busy season now because of my burnout and because of the way I was. Because I ended up in the hospital so many times
Mhm.
that it was ridiculous. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So I have I have taken to making life easier for myself, taking advantage of AI tools and
Yeah.
all the automation I can get.
Yep.
Uh,
Outsourcing is a huge deal for me too. Like that's something that I spend a lot of time. I'm like, you know what? It's worth the cost to me for my mental health
yeah, I don't
to take
outsource because I'm
time
a
to do
control
that.
freak.
Well, I mean, like outsourcing by having something else help you
Yeah,
in those moments. So like I use like a CRM to like
yeah.
keep things
Mhm.
organized. And of course, Imagine, shameless plug guys, um for editing for sure because that is something that oh my gosh, it's taken so much time. This is like what got me through busy season last year. Um, I was using an editor, hopefully she's not listening. But when I started using Imagen, I felt like it was able to learn my stuff so much faster than trying to go back and forth in communication with an editor. I'm gonna have so many editors coming at me for this, but
We use it too. We have a lot of editors using Imagen.
yes. So, I mean, they can even implement it and perfect even further,
Exactly.
but it allows me to be more into my client experience parts of things and to take time to go and be like, okay, now I can spend more time erasing those plugs and light
Exactly.
switches
Exactly. That's what I do.
that matter to me.
My
Yeah.
husband was actually so okay. You used to spend like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours just color correcting.
Oh,
Now
for
you
sure.
found something that does it for you and it's like
Oh, yeah.
that and it's perfect and it's
Can we talk about the
amazing.
crop?
Yes.
That
Everything. Everything.
I'm like, "What is wrong with me? I can't ever keep things on the horizontal line." So, like, the fact that they'll do that for you,
Yes. No.
I'm like,
On my
"This
eyes,
is amazing."
it's so on my eyes when I'm taking the photo it's like perfect horizontal line and then no. What's wrong with me?
You bring it in, you're like, "Is it?"
I don't know. What's wrong with me? Like seriously,
Yeah.
it's weird. Um but but then yeah, but then I replaced the time that I spent editing being again, I'm sorry, I don't want to swear, being anal with
Yeah.
stupid things like
Yes.
plugs and a
Yes.
wedding in Mykonos kills me because they have so many air cons outside of all the houses. I have to
Oh.
delete them all. Mykonos looks so good on photos.
Oh my
It looks
goodness.
so bad in person.
Yes.
But yeah, but it's a great destination to get married, guys. I love the beach. I actually don't. I actually don't. But I
No?
no, but I love the swimming pool.
I honestly, I am a swimming pool person as well. It's kind of funny, and I think a lot of that is because I live right next to a beach. So I live on near the Great Lake, Michigan. I'm like it's like 20 minutes from my house, which is such a blessing. The only time I ever go anymore is to take photos. My husband's always like, "When are we ever going to the beach?" I'm like, "I feel like I've been there all year." Um, that's how I love it. I love because the sand, I don't know, the sand, it gets to me, but
I know, I
it's
hate the
just
sand. I hate the sand. It really gets to you in places where you didn't think anything could get to you.
oh, for sure. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So,
It's like glitter. Um, kind of talk to us a little bit about your involvement with Imagine
yes.
because and actually if someone's never, I mean, a lot of us have heard this, but tell us about Imagine, the concept of Imagine, what it is,
Yeah,
your involvement, all the things.
absolutely. So, I'm going to go back to I was severely burnt out.
Mhm.
A friend of mine, so I decided, you know Zara, right? You have Zara, the store. It's a
I
clothing
don't know
shop.
yeah. I don't
So,
use it as much.
or Bershka.
Explain it to it.
Okay.
Which one?
Bershka. Okay, so
No.
imagine a clothing shop for teenage girls that only has teeny tiny clothes, okay? Because they all wear teeny tiny things that show everything.
Uh-huh.
So when I was severely burned out, I thought, okay, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to go work at one of those shops
Yeah.
where I'm going to fold clothes, but teeny tiny clothes, okay, because that's so much less work. So that was my life goal. And a friend of mine
I
told
love it.
me, you have to try AI, you have to try Imagine, you have to try this, you have to try that. It's like, no, 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 I don't trust that. I don't want to give my control. I think I'm a
Mm.
very personal kind of editing, and I like keeping control of stuff. And she was like, just give it a go, even if it is only for the weddings you have left.
That's all of our hangups. We just don't wanna we don't wanna relinquish our control,
Yeah. And then I
which
thought,
is
oh,
what
but it,
causes the burnout, guys.
yes. Then I thought, oh, but it's going to take me so long to teach it to edit like me. And she was like, Anna,
Mhm.
it takes you 5 minutes. You literally put
Yep.
the catalogs uploading and you go do your thing.
Yeah.
And in less than 24 hours, the profile is done. And you can still be on your computer during those 24 hours because it just
Yeah.
uploads and does its magic. And I was like,
Yep.
seriously, 5 minutes? Okay, I can do that. So I'll be completely honest. I've tried them all. I
Mm,
am
okay.
not only don't not only work for Imagine now, but I'm also a photographer. So I can only put my name and my face and my belief in something I'm completely behind of.
Oh,
Okay,
for
and something
sure.
I truly believe in. So I've tried them all. I keep comparing them all. I keep testing and seeing what's out there because I want to be able to tell people this is the best. And
Yeah.
Imagine saved my career. I'm still a photographer. I'm not folding mini t-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm not a mini t-shirt folder. And I actually am able to have the time to work for Imagine now. Work for Imagine because I emailed them and said, you guys saved my career. You saved me. So
Mm.
anything you need, just anything. I'm so grateful that you exist. I speak Portuguese and Spanish, Italian and French, and a bit of German. So, whatever you need on those languages, please let me know.
Wow, girl.
I'm
That is amazing.
I'm
I'm just like,
available.
"What?" Wow.
And obviously English, but they don't need that. Um, and they contact me and said, well, we're actually looking for someone to tackle those areas because we have no one that speaks those languages.
Yeah.
So I started part time and then evolved to a full time position not long ago. I adore Imagine. I adore the team. I adore the ethics
Mm.
of the company. They are
Oh, yeah.
amazing, amazing, amazing. And I don't think this is something that you can actually learn until you talk to someone from the company
Oh,
because
for
it's
sure.
the the ethics inside and the way they support each other and it's surreal. It's like nothing I've ever lived through before, and I've worked in a lot of places. It's an amazing, amazing company that I will always, always love because they are amazing, and also they excel at what they do. And if they have a complaint of someone saying, "Okay, this didn't work for me," they will not stop until they understand what happened and how they can help. The customer support is
I love
surreal.
that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
And
I
that's
think,
a huge when trusting something is when their customer support is
yeah,
what stands above the rest. And honestly, like I've tried other ones too, and Imagine has been like the easiest to walk through. Literally, it walks you through it. So if people are like, oh, I
exactly.
have to take time to learn this, I'm like, you really don't. All you have to do is go to the website, like
Yeah,
start using it, it'll walk you through. And honestly, like, you don't have to do anything else. Like, that's where you're just like I have friends too, they're like, "Oh, after this season, I'm gonna start learning it." I'm like, "Why after
exactly.
this
Why
season? Do
after
it
this season?
now."
Exactly. Just no. Like, oh, but I
Yeah,
have some
you got
limiting
nothing to
edits.
lose.
Exactly. Right now is the
Yeah,
time. And even
and a
if you have
shameless
any
plug,
specific,
if you want 1,500 free edits, use my code.
yes, yes, there will be a code. Uh,
Yes, there will be a code in the show notes, guys, but honestly, like, the truth of that, yeah,
yeah.
I love
And
that,
if you
Anna,
have
like
any specific questions, you go to Imagine Community on Facebook, and
yeah.
Scott will actually reply with a video teaching you how to do stuff. It's
That is
like,
just surreal that that is, like, the
yeah,
level of customer
because
service.
and
I love it.
I also really want to mention this. All of us who work for the company, we love it so much. So much that sometimes I'm at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm in bed and I just decide to randomly go check something. And then my boss comes and says, like, why are you replying to something? Just go and sleep, rest, just live your life. We're all like, we love it so much that it's not a
Yeah.
job anymore. And um and we also don't outsource like customer support or anything. We're
Yeah.
actually, everyone's well paid, everyone's well taken care of, and that is a huge thing in a company that big,
Oh, for sure.
because many other companies outsource to India or to China where everything's cheaper. So
Yeah.
I like that they actually want to take care of their people.
What if you could hire an extra set of hands just to deal with editing your photos? And what if this assistant was thinking and editing exactly like you? With Imagen, this is not a distant dream. Introducing your new personalized AI Lightroom Classic editing assistant. It analyzes your unique editing style down to the very last detail and applies that style instantly and uniquely to every new photo from your Adobe Lightroom catalogs. Whether it's color correction, cropping, or straightening, Imagen's AI assistant knows what needs to be done based on your previous edits. The AI constantly learns your unique point of view and improves. With just a few clicks, Imagen edits your photos in your personal style faster than ever. It takes less than half a second per photo at all volumes. Now you can finally have the time to scale up your business and win back free time. In addition to creating your own personal AI profile, you can also use one of our pre-built talent AI profiles if you are uncertain about your unique style or just want to explore the signatory styles of leading photographers. Your new AI assistant is here to deliver. Achieve amazing results right from the first frame and maintain the highest level of precision in each and every photo. Starting at only a few cents per photo, you get fantastic value for your money and save hours of work. So say goodbye to hours of tedious manual editing and to presets that distort your photos and underdeliver. And say hello to the future.
No, but I love that you were talking about the fact that, Imagine has a cloud backup because I think a lot of times we we are trying to take all the measures to try and fix or like prevent the loss, especially on something as big as a wedding day. And losing images is like our biggest fear. And the forums of everyone's like, what do I do? I don't want them to be upset, all the kinds of things, And so I think that's just like a huge relief to know that Imagine can back up your images once you've sent them to them, and that anyone can find them, download them, deliver them
Well,
because they're
anyone can
already
have
edited.
access to your account. Okay. It's
Yes.
safe. It's very safe.
I love
But
it.
you
Keep
give up.
a record of passwords for your spouse. I have to say that after going through a loss in the family, that was something where I was like, "Oh my gosh," trying to get access. I literally have this is like a total tangent going off topic here, but I literally have like a whole document and two friends in the area where we have all stated if anything were to happen to us, we will step in for your family to help with your business and figure things out for all of your clients because heaven forbid something happened to us. People
Yeah,
need people like that for
but
reassurance.
that's also regarding mental health. So it's
Yeah.
a way for us to be more comfortable doing what we do. I actually have an SOS document on
Oh,
my computer that has all of my passwords, all of
nice.
my info, and all of my weddings, and who's going to cover which wedding, what has been paid, what's missing payment, and everything. For if
Love
something
that.
happens to me, everything's there, all the contacts, everyone who's tipping in and when, and
Yes.
I'm very obsessed with something that really
Well,
happens.
it's crazy because, like, that's something when I meet couples, I actually talk about that. Like, if anything were to happen to me,
Yeah,
this is my backup plan, just so you know
yeah,
ahead of time. Like, my second photographer takes over as lead, and then we find someone to take care of them. I actually started bringing a third person on for a lot of my um, larger weddings, longer time periods for someone to have additional support for us. And then
yeah.
if in the event of something, they step in as second, which is so nice. But yes. Um, yeah. Oh, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to add and anything else when talking about mental health for
Yeah.
photographers that we did not get to mention.
Yeah, because
Um,
I just went through Imagine. I want
yes.
to I want to I really wanted to mention that apart from Imagine, which is obviously a big mental health saver,
Mhm,
we need to know that we're not actually alone. We need to build communities, be part of
mhm.
communities.
Yes.
That helps our mental health. We need to be able to take time for ourselves without feeling guilty,
Yes.
without thinking, but I should be doing this for my clients. No, you should take care of yourself first because you can't take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself. And please, please, everyone, learn to be comfortable using the word no.
Yes.
Okay? You learn to be comfortable. The word no is as important in your vocabulary as the word yes. Okay? Establish boundaries. If you don't want to reply to an email at 7 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't have to. If you want
Yeah.
to, you can. You don't have to follow guidelines. You don't have to go by everything you see on Instagram, like you have to have business hours and can't talk to anyone outside of them. I talk to my clients at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have a client who lives in Canada and she has insomnia and she's talking to me at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm up and we're both just chatting and laughing for an hour. Why not? I have the craziest relationships with my clients. I went to America and went with a client to a thrift shop. We got full, like ugly, old wedding gowns.
I love
We sat on the sofa and we
it.
ate
Stop it.
s'mores watching Dr. Phil.
That is amazing.
It's
Do you watch the show Friends?
yes,
It
exactly. That's
reminds me
why we
of
did that. That's why we did that. But
them
we
sitting
wanted
in
to
their
watch
bridal
Dr.
gowns.
Phil because I never actually thought Dr. Phil was a real thing until I saw it.
Really?
And
Oh my
and
gosh.
then I was like, he should be a mental health advocate.
Oh my
And
gosh, for
that
sure.
that is not I can't I don't want to be sued by Dr. Phil, so go Dr. Phil, but don't go Dr. Phil. Like what what's going on in there?
Oh
It's something
man.
else. Anyways, mental health. Focus on
Yes.
yourself. Focus on the ones you love. You don't know how much time you have with them.
Yes. Yes.
And please don't put your work first. I know careers are important. We are all self made. Our career is something very volatile. It can be like 100 on 1 minute and 20% on the other. You never know when your
Yeah.
next job is coming from, but your family or your friends or the family you choose, they are the ones that will be there. And
Mhm.
Don't relinquish the time you have with them to work, because you will
Yes.
regret that. And your mind is not going to come back from that easily.
Yes.
So just consider your priorities first, and
Yep.
don't have your job as your only priority, and just find happiness in the little things. I love just staying in the couch with my dogs and my husband, just doing absolutely nothing. We don't even have to chat.
I
We don't
love
even
that.
have to have the TV on. I'm reading a book and he's just playing on his cell phone, and my dogs are sleeping, and it's the best thing in the world. But if I'm not feeling like editing, I'm not editing. If I'm
Yes.
not feeling like posting on Instagram, I'm not, which I definitely should revise this, given I did 3 posts last year. But, you know, um, just embrace who you are. Your clients will still
Mm.
find you, and your
Yeah.
people will still find you, and they will probably respect you more if you are honest.
Yeah. I think it's okay to tell people too, like, it's okay that you're not doing all the things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people think people like other photographers, when I say people, I mean business owners, feel like someone else is killing it, but really are they? Like I have people tell me that all the time. I go, "Oh, it looks like it, but really I'm in like the slowest season." But I'm also being proactive, and I think that's a huge thing in being proactive of setting yourself up for like putting things in place, because if you're a worrier, like then figure out your escape routes ahead of time so
Yeah.
that you can have peace of mind to allow that time to go. Like if something were to happen really bad to me, how would I handle that? Or how would it be communicated to my clients so they know they're still taken care of, but I can take care of me? And I think that's a huge point to make in taking away from all of this. But
Yeah.
I absolutely love your story. I know you say that it was boring, but the fact that you went from not being able to see anything to seeing even the most beautiful details, I feel like brings a lot out in your photography and definitely gives you an eye for detail and knowing like these are the things you want to remember because it could be gone in an instant. And these are the things that you need to have as memories and things like that. So many good things to take away from this, Anna, and I appreciate you being on the show
Thank
today.
you.
As we're wrapping this up a little bit, I want to let people know where to find your 3 posts a year Instagram
Yeah. Yeah.
and
My
dog videos and photos,
Yeah.
and
Follow
where to
me
get
for dog
connected.
contents. If you want dog content, I'm full of it. And my Instagram is, as well as my Facebook, are Anna Pastoria. So, and my website is annapastoria.com. So it's pretty much my name, easy. And yes, I don't post a lot of Instagram. I do reply to messages if you have any questions, if you want to know about Imagen or dogs or napping. I'm a pro at napping. I know how much time you should nap.
Or the best Netflix show to watch, I bet.
Yeah, those I don't recommend the stuff I watch, honestly. It's I don't even know how I do it. It's
Oh my
so
goodness.
bad.
Love
But
it.
it gets me through the day. Uh,
Yep. Yep.
so
Those
uh,
guilty pleasures will get you.
thank you so
Oh
much
my
for having
gosh. If you want to follow the podcast, you can find us at karahainesphotography.com/podcast, or you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Cameras and Coffee Podcast. Anna, thank you so much for being on here today, sharing your passion, sharing your mental health struggles, being authentic on that. That was huge. I greatly appreciate it. I know there's other photographers going around right now that are dealing with this and needed to hear this. So they are now feeling the permission to rest and take care of themselves. So thank you for bringing that to their attention. Um, if you're looking for any of these contacts, want to know more about Imagen, find the show notes. We'll have all of it in there. But yeah, Anna, thank you for being on today. Um, Listeners, I hope you got a lot of good content today. And until next time, cheers.
Bye.